And let's walk off the example that I built before, right? So we have the initial 2 investors, right? Day 1.
Mm-hmm.
The third investor hasn't been introduced yet because we're not in day 2.
Mm-hmm.
The current allocation is 50-50. Okay. The day finishes and the percentage we said was he's up 20% in profit. That gets distributed 50-50. The next day, that third investor hasn't come yet, right? And then the money manager continues trading. And halfway through the day, he opened a trade. So he opened the trade in the morning, let's say, for example, and that trade, he left that trade open. He or she left that trade open. And let's say that trade was in a loss, right, was losing $150. And then this third investor enters in while that trade is open, while it was losing $150. Enters in at that point.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, that same trade closed at 100 profit, right?
Okay.
The third trader actually realized a much better profit, so to speak, than the first 2 investors, because when he or she entered, that trade that was at a loss of 150 recovered that loss and made a profit of 100. So in actual fact, they entered in when that trade gained 250, while the initial investors were in from before. So they realized that open, the floating profit, let's call it, of minus 150, and then they recovered and made that 100.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that, a sophisticated system like a PAMM has calculated for such a scenario and knows how to.
So, yes. And actually, this situation you described is up to broker, let's say, to decide what to do in this case. And there is no way to make it 100% fair for everybody and to exclude some profit from someone, give it to another. So it's just luck. But talking about PAMM, it can be tens of trades per day. Some of them profitable, some not. So a lot of interaction. So if someone joined with one trade and it made more profit than other people, okay, let it be. But overall, we're talking about aggregated funds that generate some profit that split that after that gets split across all the investors. If any client who use PAMM wants to know exactly what's happening with this journey in the middle of, it's better to contact the brokerage, because it's up to them to set it up, how to deal with it. They listen to the feedback, and we get the feedback from. They say our clients say it's not right. It doesn't work like that. Okay, we change the logic. That's how it works.
Yeah, there's so many. This was one scenario that I just came up with. There are, I'm sure, so many different permutations to this, where it will be impossible. It will be just too big and actually bog down a system, right? We need to understand that this is the solutions that are powering these, the code behind these solutions that are powering the ability of this type of trading. It's sophisticated, and there's code behind it. The more complexity you add to it to try and cater for all of these things, the bigger the system is. Big. You don't. It's so hard to manage a mammoth. So maybe it makes sense to define rules, I guess. And then, as you said, the broker defines it and says, if you're going to enter in the middle of the day, either the broker can choose it's not allowed. If you want to enter, if you want to participate in a PAMM, there is a window. Maybe there's a window, right? Maybe there's a specific window when the markets are calm, where you acknowledge as an investor that there could be some fluctuation, like maybe that's not so sophisticated, but whatever it is, some policy that is kind of meet me in the middle, as a broker, who gets technology solutions from providers like Brokery to cater for the demands, let's call it, of the investor. Meet me in the middle, because all of you may be demanding may just not may be very, very difficult to produce as a product.
If you like that video and you want to watch the full episode, it's available here. Remember to like, subscribe and share. It helps the channel.